Hey everybody, Gary here. I've been asked by a couple of people. They'd like to see how to make that grass you see on the edge of the runways, and then along the taxiways, and then also one person, I don't have their names in front of me, sorry, asked about taxiway lighting. Taxiway lighting, if you want to do it as an effect, there is a way to do it. Um, you're just going to have to get on FS Developers website and just go through some tutorials or how-tos as far as to do it. They got different scripts and stuff like that. Me personally, as far as taxiway lights go, all I do is just create an object, and then the nighttime I have it almost as if it's a self-illuminating texture, and I'll show you what I mean in a sec. First off, here I'll just draw like a just a plane here. We're going to do the grass first. And of course you want your grass to be setting upright. So I believe this is the right way. Possibly. Let me zoom in on it here. Yeah, we want to rotate on the y-axis. 90 degrees. Okay. Planes are one-sided. You can make a two-sided texture, basically. So anyways, we'll take this plane. We'll make it our grass. It's 3 foot tall grass. Let's say we'll say 0.4, zero point 0.3. Ooh, zero point 0.3. There we go. And we'll do it in 10-meter sections. So, anyhow, let's lower that back down to the ground. Just right at ground level. No big deal. So there you go. Ooh, there we go. So this is your this is basically what you would use for your texture. Then you would simply come in and let's use Fly Tampa for example. This is how the type of grass that they use right here, and it's flipped vertical. Normally it'd be horizontal as you're viewing it in the sim, but it's flipped vertical, and all it is just it's just blades of grass. And then on the alpha channel, as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit here. It'd be kind of blocky looking, but it works. You can see how they've gone in and basically made it look like grass. So everything you see that's not red would show visible in the sim. Very genius way to do it, and it saves on frame rates. Very big time saves on frame rates. So let me just make a copy of this. We're not going to release it to anybody. Sorry, Fly Temp. I'm just using your work as an example because you're so awesome. And I don't have the time to sit and make my own. There we go. So you would take your texture here and you would add just a new texture to it. So grass edge, you drag that onto your plane there, and it is upside down. So get back on there. I'm going to map this, and we're going to rotate the map along the x-axis 90 degrees, and then we'll just tell it to fit the map. That is not what we wanted to do. Normal line. Click on the map right here. You know what, we'll just flip it inside. No big deal. Collapse all. I'm going to select this side here. Make sure it is selected by hitting F2. Yeah. And unwrap, edit. So there you go. If you want to flip this, like if you want the grass on the bottom, if it's not already on yours, you can just do that right there. It's pretty easy to do. So we'll edit this to match up here. And because it's a tileable texture, which means we can stretch this further than the bitmap itself, and it won't hurt anything. Because right now, as you can see, it's kind of crappy looking. So we'll stretch it out a bit, make it a little sharper. That looks good. And make it look even better. Oop, go ahead and drag this up just beyond the, kind of like that right there. Make sure we get the tops of the blades of grass in there, because that green is not going to show because it's blocked out with an alpha channel. And then you would just collapse it off. And there you go. You have yourself an alpha, or a texture that runs right along the ground. You can put it right up against your taxiways. You can put them anywhere. You can put them like a lot of the scenery developers kind of take them like this. They'll angle them. And once you've made one, you just name it grass. That way when you copy this, it'll always be, it'll just name it in sequential order there. You can make another one here. Just see, copy, grass 1. Make another one here, grass 2. And you can rotate these all different directions. Anyways, and that's how you would do it. Then to export them, you would just select all your grass ones, grass 0, 1, and 2, and you would file export selected into a flat sim model, just exactly like we did the buildings and all that in the tutorials. Now, that's how you do grass. Told you, real simple. To do taxiway lighting, very, very similar, except a few differences. Now, what I'm going to do here, we'll go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. And we will make this, let's see, those things are about a foot tall, so probably 0.35. Yeah, let me zoom in on this thing. This is our taxiway light here. We'll make it a little bit taller. Pretty skinny. Depends on your texture, really. But anyways, so say this is our texture here. Looking from the top, okay. But what this would do is if we taxied past this, it would just be this little flat 2D object sitting out in the ground. To make it into a 3D object, the cheap polygon way is we would simply select our rotation tool, hold down on, well, first we want to apply a texture to it. I forgot about that. And we're going to use Jetstream Designs Little Rock. That guy, very cool guy. Highly suggest y'all go out there and check out his sceneries. And he's got a taxiway light on the bottom corner of it there. So we'll go ahead and map it, and we'll unwrap it and edit. You can see the taxiway light down here in the bottom right corner. Just like that. And like that. See, our light is upside down, so we'll flip it. There's our light. Now we can refine this edge just a little bit here. You can bring it right up to the edge if you wanted to. You don't have to. And this is where I was saying it depends on your texture. So if your texture was much wider, you could do it like this and see how it makes the light skinnier to more proportionate size. But because our texture is small, it kind of fattens it out a little bit. If that happens, it's easy. Just you just want to scale it. Scale it along the X, or is it Y-X? Ooh, I'm holding shift. Don't hold shift. Just like that. There we go. So there's a light. So we have a texture applied to it. And now we want to make this light 3D. So we take that, hold down on shift, and we're going to rotate this 90 degrees. You can see it on the bottom right down there. 90 degrees. Okay. So there we go. Now, you can make these two-sided textures if you wanted to. You do that with your, oops, wrong button. With your material editor here. It is, let me find it. two-sided. There you go. It's basically a two-sided texture. Or if you're not really caring about, I mean, these are only 2 polygons per plane. You can go ahead and just rotate this one 180. Okay, and grab that one and rotate it 180. Basically, it creates a backside to everything. Then you would select that thing, group, taxi light. There. Oop, gosh, I'm going to click crazy here. So there you go. There's your taxi light, and you can just move that anywhere you want it. That is the cheating way to make taxi lights. And you would just repeat those wherever you have taxi lights. You know, like I said, just holding shift and moving it. Okay. And holding shift and moving it. And then the same way, you select everything you want to export. Export these all separate so you can set distances on them on when they appear and all that. And once you have two-sided textures, you won't have to worry about part of it disappearing. So now when you taxi past this thing, it's not going to show up as like a four-sided deal like you're thinking. It will actually look like a round 3D object as you taxi past it. It's a very good effect. It's very effective, and it saves on polygons. Instead of sitting there making a detailed 3D object. I mean, to give you an example, I mean, we're doing good on time. We're only at 11 minutes here. Let's just do this. Let's make a taxi light. Oops. I don't know why. I had to make that really big for some reason. So, let's make it a little bitty sucker. Come back over here. Oh, I forgot my planes are sitting on. They're not flat on the ground. That's why that looks weird. And move this thing up. So turn on edged faces so we can see. Each rectangle is 2 polygons, so you can imagine. So this object here has 4 polygons. That's 4 polygons per light. So we have 12 polygons added right now just for 3 lights. Actually, it's going to be 8 polygons if you do two-sided textures. So 8 polygons per light. Now this here, let's say we're going to, just real quick here. Extrude. Man, this thing is touchy. Oh, I forgot. That's because I have this grid thing snapped on. No? I don't know what the hell's wrong with this thing. Anyways, you can just mess around with it. About like that. Gonna extrude it again. About like that. I'm just real quick doing this. This isn't anything special here. Looks like a mini control tower. Anyways, you get the idea. And then I would add a light up here. So 8 polygons or 56 polygons. Now, we don't have to have it so perfectly round. You can reduce your sides down to like 5 or 8, and that would reduce it drastically. But you're looking at a minimum about 20 to 30 polygons per light fixture. And if you got a lot of light fixtures, that is a lot of polygons. Now, this day and age with computers as fast as they are, that's not really a big deal anymore. But you start adding it over and over again, and you got your runway lights and you got everything else. It becomes a big deal really fast. And you would just export these just like you would anything else. And as for the night texture, like here, like your night texture, you would just say like this whole thing is black. Like we'll just do it for example here. Say this is your night texture. Yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. You could take this, because this thing's all alpha channeled out exactly like it's supposed to be. You can make this almost like a bluish color, a bluish hue. Anybody ever watch the Will Ferrell bloopers on see, essentially you're multiplying it when you add it to the sim. So at nighttime, that would almost like glow, you see, instead of doing effects. That's the poor man's way to do it, or the cheating way to do it, rather. Anyways, those are just some little tips, and that would be your night texture, your LM texture. So that's how you would do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anything else, any other suggestions you might like? You like to see any other type of gameplay, any other type of flights with any certain aircraft? I got lots of different aircraft. If I don't have it, I'll tell you. I'm thinking about doing a good old level D merged with Sky Spirit flight here soon. So enjoy, guys. Had fun talking to y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, y'all be safe out there.